Hi, my name is Munishwar, son of Uday Bhaskar. I'm from Polytechnic Metro Johor Bahru. My number metric is 30 TLS 22F 1037. Today I want to talk about Frieght Operation. So let's go to the introduction of freight. This presentation explores key aspects of freight management, focusing on its definition and signification in supply chain operation. This is mean I want to talk about aspects of freight management. We will focus on its definition, definition of the freight and the supply chain operation, how the supply chain works. Let's go for the freight overview. So definition of freight management. So talk about definition. The freight management involves planning and coordinating the transportation of goods and materials in the supply chain. It means they are planning and coordinate the transportation of the material and their supply chains management. So it encompasses various functions including selecting carriers, optimizing routes and managing costs associated with freight. The goal is to ensure timely and cost-effective delivery while complying with regulation and standards. So the definition talks about freight are doing managing costs. They will reduce some costs for the managing, and then they will optimizing the routes. They will decide to the routes, and their goal is cost-effective delivery. The main goal is the cost reduce. Even when the delivery goes on, they want to reduce the cost. So next one I want to talk about importance in supply chain. Freight management is critical to the effectiveness of the supply chain. It directly impacts inventory levels, customer satisfaction, overall operational cost. Effective freight management helps businesses mitigate risk, improve delivery times, and enhance their competitive advantages in a rapidly evolving marketplace. So, as I told before, the freight management is always main focus is the cost reducing. That's we talk about operational cost and customer satisfaction. They need the two main causes is cost reduce and customer satisfaction. If we got customer satisfaction very well, our orders will be more and more, and then the supply chain will move forward. So the next one is key players in freight operation. The freight industry comprises several key players including freight forwarders, carriers and shippers. Freight forwarders act as intermediate managing logistic documentation for shipments, carries on the transportation vehicles and physically move the goods, while the shipper are the parties who need good transportation. Understanding the role of these players in crucial optimizing freight operation. The first one is freight forwarders. Is their work is to do some of the invoices that give the customer and got some declaring form and permit form. That one will do in the key place in freight operation. Carriers, the shippers will do the shipment. So let's go to the sea freight operation. Sea freight operation involves the transportation of goods via ocean vessel. This method cost effective for large shipments over long distance. Factors influencing sea freight include load capacity, port facilities, shipping routes if often requires coordination with customs, and handling documentation such as bills of lading, customs declaration to ensure smooth transit. This is the mean of a sea freight operation. We can see that they are doing a documentation and shipping routes and handling bills of lading. So this one goes to the sea freight operation. So let's go to the air freight operation. Unknown their speed and reliability making them ideal for urgent shipments. This method requires specialized handling due to higher cost compared to sea freight. Key considerations include weight, dimension of cargo, and compliance with international regulation. Air freight is often combined with a group transportation to complete the delivery process. So we can know the delivery process in the air freight operation is a higher cost, but even though it's a higher cost, we can see that sea freight operation and air freight operation delivery time is more offensive and more fast than sea freight operation. And let's go to the intermodal and rail transportation. Intermodal transport combines multiple modes of transportation such as trucks and trains to enhance efficiency and reduce costs. Rail transport is particularly suitable for bulk shipments of land due its lower carbon footprint and high capacity. Effective management of intermodal operation requires coordinating schedules and transport to maintain timeline deliveries. So let's go to the conclusion. In conclusion, effective freight management is vital of optimizing logistics and ensuring the smooth flow of goods. Understanding the key players, modes, and regulation involved in freight forwarding ensures operational, offensive, and competitive advantage in marketplace. So let's go to the freight management vital. It's optimizing logistics, ensuring the smooth flow of goods. If we don't have the freight management in the logistic, we can do the documentation and handling shipments over the sea freight and air freight, rail freight, and then trucks, like that. So we know that the freight management is the most important thing in logistic to competitive advantage in marketplace. Thank you.